Alright guys, it's the Wandering Weasel back today. I am actually in Appalachia, Virginia at the Powell River Trail, which is now a walk trail that was on the old railroad bed. I'm going to take you along and show you what all the sights is on it. Alright, I'll flip this camera around and start showing you some of the sights. And as well, if you are on this trail, when you either want to start your hike or if you want to do it after you come off trail, whichever one, if you want a tasty snack, this Valero across the street here has really good hot dogs, probably the best in Southwest Virginia that I've ever ate. If everybody that I've heard enjoys them real well. I just thought I'd give you all that tidbit information. Starting here is the parking lot for the Powell River Trail. There is a caboose setting here that used to run on this railroad bed. I will take you over here a little bit closer to it, show you some things. This is a pretty neat little trail. They say they see some bear on it from time to time, some bear activity. Don't know that we'll get lucky enough to see one today, but we might. I don't know if y'all can actually see this plaque that is in front of the caboose or not. I'm trying to get this where you can read it. It tells a little bit about the Powell River Trail, the town of Appalachia. Alright, let's start this journey down the trail. You can also bring your bicycle on this trail as well. So you can ride it or walk it, whichever way you want to do, whichever is your preference. We'll actually, when we come down this trail to beginning, there is a train trestle right here that crosses the main road and the river in the beginning of it, which is a pretty cool old trestle. It's one of the old styles that's got the steel framing across it. I'm trying. It's at least a beautiful Sunday, which is actually the Super Bowl Sunday and also Punxsutawney Field Day. And I can show you that they definitely have some bear activity because they do have bear-proof trash cans. I will show you this as well. The hours of operation is from sunrise to sunset. No trespassing after hours, the town of Appalachia. And no motor vehicles. Here is another trailhead plaque. Try to get this where y'all can actually read it in the video. Okay. Right here is the highway and the river that the trestle is coming across. Sorry for the sun today, it's a little bright. Might make it a little bit hard on the video. But you can tell by looking at this trestle, it's quite old. There's actually a plaque on the side of it as well. It actually says it was built in 1928, I think. So right here is your trestle. You can see, as I was saying, it has the big steel structure over top of it. Got the river down there below us. Water's up a little bit. We've had a little bit of rain. It's a really nice little trail. It's not got any incline, so it's actually handicap accessible as well. It is also, it's 2 miles each direction. There is 2 tunnels on this trail on the other end. This trail actually goes from Appalachia to Big Stone Gap, Virginia. You can get on it from the Big Stone Gap end and come this direction, or you can get on it from this end in Appalachia, Virginia. You can access it from either end. There is some signs right here on the bears. Be alert of bears. Do not feed the bears. As you can see, it looks like we've got some monkey bars for the kids to play on as we begin on this after on this trail a little bit. That's actually new. That used to not be here. And here is another one of those bear-proof trash cans, a little ways out the trail. There's a few of them on it. We have one of our first tunnels coming up. I will show you all the way through it. It's pretty neat that you've actually got a walking trail now that's got some train tunnels on. Good cool place in the summertime to come hang out in the tunnel for a few minutes and cool off in the shade. And it appears as we have an abandoned bicycle that's been left behind. Somewhat odd. You can see the beautiful river right here beside the tracks and the highway across. Right here is also something that you don't see anymore. Is the old power line towers, power poles that went up beside the tracks. It's not something that you still see every day. Those are very old. It's definitely a beautiful trail. It's about 50 degrees today, so an ideal day to take a little hike stroll. There's several hiking trails around this area, and I will tell you about some of them in future videos. Another one of the old power poles. Guys, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm right here in front of this tunnel, this first one, and you can tell this is a massive cliff face that they've tunneled through years ago. And the way this tunnel looks is it's been some hard work to get through this thing. They've actually put these protective covers through them just to make people feel more secure and safe about going through them, as old as they are. I have another plaque here. This is the B Rock Tunnel. This first tunnel on the trail. I'm trying to get this where y'all can read it, guys. You can see the trains coming through it back in the day. And we have an old steam engine that's kind of similar to Klondike, Katy, and Cinderella and Dollywood back in 1986. And then your more modern day diesel motor or locomotives. Alright guys, they've also got a place here that you can put your bicycle for a few minutes to take a break. Right here is this thing that I'm telling you about, the covers that goes into this tunnel. Very big cliff face this thing's going through. You can see the side wall, the walls of the tunnel. Just pretty neat. Be a nice little area right there to do a little picnicking if you want to. Guys, we also have a little side trail right here off of this walk path, and I'm going to take you up it. It actually goes up to a little place under the cliff face here, which is actually pretty neat. It's just a little short trek up the hillside, which is not too far. Here we go. Let's climb up beside the mountain. A little bit of a steep climb up through here, but it's a pretty neat little thing to find, to come across. Little kind of a cave back under this cliff. I'll show you this cliff face, which is pretty wild. Seems to be people up here quite a bit. Looks like, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, that someone has actually had a fire back up in here. It's a little bit of a hike up this trail. I'll show you back down. It's pretty steep. But right there's the walking trail and the road across. There's actually another set of railroad tracks on the other side of the road that are actually still currently used. But I thought I wanted to show y'all this, that you'd like it. It's something interesting to me, might be to you as well, that you could come up and check out if you're on this trail, on this walk path. What's so wild to me is the way these rocks do, those pits and grooves in them. Mother Nature does some odd things. There's actually a little hole that goes back in the rock right there. Alrighty guys, we're gonna venture back down this little trail back down to the walk path. It's probably 25-30 yards up this little trail off the walk path to this little cave. But as you can see, this big cliff formation is pretty wild. And that's that little trail, guys. We'll continue on out the trail to the other end. Alright guys, we are now coming up on our second tunnel around this little bend right here. I will show you that as we get there. Cool little access place down to the river right here. Looks like some people have been playing down here at the river, on the riverbank. Little stream coming down out of the mountainside down to the river. Really pretty woods, but really rough, rocky. That's what the Appalachian Mountains are good for. Those all the rocks and steep hillsides. I was telling you a while ago about the other set of tracks across the highway. There's actually a trestle right there, if you can see in the video. I don't know if you can see it real well through the trees. Goes over the river from it. That one is still in use, so we can't go over there. So we are now approaching the second tunnel, which is actually quite a bit bigger than the first one that I showed you earlier. And there is a plaque for information here as well. This one is Callahan Tunnel and Bridge 44. Try to get that where you guys can read it. We, in 1951, have another steam engine, as I was pointing out on the other one, like Klondike Katy and Cinderella and Dollywood, and your more modern day diesels coming through the bridge and the tunnel here. And again, you have a thing here to park your bicycle. And we have a warning thing here for the tunnel, which is safe, but they have to put these here. So here is coming up on the tunnel, guys. This one actually has some water dripping through it. It's always got some water dripping through it year round. Very cool breeze through here. You can actually really enjoy this one in warm weather better than you can in cool weather. You can see the rocks are wet and dripping, and you can hear them. Probably going to get dripped on right here trying to get through the entrance of it. I managed to slide through that. Inside this tunnel, they have actually, when they used to run through it, it's got some brickwork outside of the rocks that they've made the tunnel through. The middle part of the tunnel has brick. Air coming through this tunnel today. And now we're out of the brickwork through the tunnel, just back into the main rocks of it. And we're coming out to the other side of it. And actually, when you come out of this one, you are going underneath the other track that I was telling you about that is actually still in operation. They have one of those covers, as they did in the first tunnel, that you go through that's under that train trestle. Here is actually that set of tracks and the cover that goes under. And also, this is the tunnel that we just came through, which are the tunnel and that trestle are pretty close together, actually. Pretty interesting. And we are coming up on the bridge trestle that I was telling you about that was with the tunnel and that plaque. And another bear-proof trash can right here. And guys, here is the old trestle, which is now the walk bridge, coming across the river and the highway. As you can tell, you can see the river down here and the highway, the cars passing by. Guys, on the other end of this bridge is where you can access this trail from the Big Stone Gap end to go toward Appalachia. As I was saying earlier, you can access it from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, or Appalachia, Virginia, whichever end that you may be on, that you want to get on it, go the other way, which is pretty awesome that you can access it from either end. Alright guys, that does it for the Powell River Trail, Appalachia, Virginia. And I'm going to swing around here a little bit and show you the bridge trestle and also the other trestle that goes across this one between this trestle and the tunnel. That is the current tracks that are being used over there. That's for another purpose. Alrighty guys, this is the Wandering Weasel signing off.